After a 3-game trip to Hawaii to open up conference play, Point Loma is back to host the Academy of Art, beginning of a 3-game homestand. Head Coach Charity Elliott, and it's good to have you guys back. I know that was a kind of a crazy trip just in terms of length and how long you guys were gone, but overall you come back 2-1 to start conference play. You got to feel good overall about the performance out there.
Yeah, I think overall, we learned a lot. We learned a lot about each other. We learned a lot about just travel and conference and all sorts of things, to be honest with you. Obviously had a huge win at Hawaii Pacific, played really well, just really had tons of energy and didn't continue that really for Chaminade or Hawaii Hilo, and credit Hilo, they played a great game and they punched us first and they punched hard and we never really recovered from that. But lessons learned, you got to show up every single night, and I think that trip, it's easy to make excuses and it's easy to say, oh my gosh, it's so hard and it's long, and but everybody does it. At the end of the day, it's you can't make excuses about it, and they earned the win, that's for sure. And so we're coming back, and now we're just back to work.
I was wondering a little bit, because it's not necessarily manufactured adversity, like if you could choose when it is on the schedule, but it is adversity that you're going to have to overcome. It's on there from the summer when you're looking at the calendar. But something like that, where you start the conference on a long road trip, what lessons do you try and take out of that?
The timing of it was really challenging, and I know everybody has a time, and finals are next week. I think it added some stress just because classes are still in session, and our kids they just stress about, which they should, and that's a good thing. But I think the lessons of preparation, the lessons of mental preparation, taking care of your body, getting sleep, and just remembering the why. I think sometimes you just get in this mindset, especially it's 3 games in 5 days, and you just kind of go from point A to point B, and you check the boxes, and we did that. Well, you got to show up, and you got to be ready to play. And a lot of adversity, a lot of things, and again, but everybody has it. Everybody goes through that trip. Hawaii, they don't feel sorry for us. They come over here and stay for, who knows how long. So it just makes it more difficult. But I think we learned a lot about each other. This was our first road trip, with a new staff, new expectations. This is how we do things. And so there were some things that, hey, I learned about them. This would really help them. And I say, well, this would really help us as well. So great conversation, great learning, and we just have to move on. You can't look in the rearview mirror.
Well, I think in pulling out stuff from those games, the way you guys came out against Hawaii Pacific obviously was impressive, right? And there's a lot going on, just getting out there and all that stuff. What impressed you most about how you guys battled and handled some of that stuff?
I mean, that was just our mindset, and I think they were so. We've just been talking about this, the getting ready in preparation for Hawaii Pacific. I mean, there's so much just excitement about the trip, period. And then you get over there and you're like, wow, there's a lot that goes with it, a lot of logistical things, and
keeps you up at night.
Well, I mean, it's a scout every other day, and so our coaches are working really hard. The players, we're asking them, hey, by the way, you got a paper due, you got to take a test later tonight, and oh, by the way, we got to practice, and then tomorrow we're playing, and but again, there's no excuses. It is what it is, and it takes what it takes, and we did not live up to our standard of our expectation, and we've learned a lot about that, and that's the lessons of a season, the journey that we're on.
Well, and I think, that touches so much on what the athletic department as a whole has talked about, in terms of academic excellence and athletic excellence. And then, we have that spiritual component on top of it. Right. And how do all those three converge? And everybody's learning in real time, right? On the back end of that trip in the loss to Hilo, just 2 3-pointers made. And on the other side, the Vulcans were red hot. And it's just one of those games that, I know you chalk it up. What do you adjust coming out of heading into that? You had made at least 6 threes in every game. How much do you trust that that's coming back, and how much do you talk to your shooters about just maintaining that confidence?
Well, I think confidence is a big thing. I think, and you get more confidence by getting in the gym. So we've talked a lot about, hey, you got to find time to get shots up. And again, I think mindset has so much to do with your preparation. If you've put the work in, you have more confidence, and then when maybe you miss a shot, it kind of starts going down a little bit, and then they just got on a roll. It was such a momentum game, and you saw it. They just kept hitting shots, and it was positive momentum for them. And then when we would miss a shot, and then they'd go down and hit a shot, it just became negative momentum for us, and it just kind of. And that's the game of basketball. We were never able to stop their run and really put a run together. Again, you can make all the excuses you want. You can talk about you're tired. You can talk about you're not as focused as you should be. At the end of the day, they made shots, we didn't. They got stops, we didn't. It's pretty black and white. It takes what it takes. It's pretty simple. And so I don't think you can't overthink things too much. Rearview mirror, let's move forward. How do we now put ourselves in a mindset of, okay, that's not who I was. I had a bad shooting night. We had a bad shooting night, but that's not who we are. Let's get back to who we are. And, and again, every day you have that opportunity.
Well, I think somebody who has been getting back to that, and, a PacWest preseason pick, Kara Liggins, I loved your quote after the Hawai'i Pacific game. Kara Liggins was not going to let us lose this game. What have you seen with her in terms of growth of that mentality? And, she's been a walking double-double the last couple of weeks.
I cannot brag on her enough. Her efficiency is through the roof. Her decision-making, her confidence, her leadership, her buying in to what we're doing and what I've asked her to do, just, saying, hey, I know this is how things were. This is how I want things to be. And she is all in. Her decision making, and I think you see it by her numbers and her efficiency. All of her shooting percentages are through the roof right now, and that's just decision making. And she's setting her teammates up. Her teammates are setting her up, and the work that she puts in. Again, when you have your leader being one of your hardest workers and somebody that is always in the gym, you're going to always have a shot. I walk by, she's got the shooting machine out. She's getting shots up. I walk by, she's, shooting free throws. So I can't say enough about her and the way that she's really bought into the role that we need her to have. And I think her numbers and the way she's playing is just showing the work that she's put in and how she is just really buying in to everything we're doing.
Well, that leads into Saturday, 1 p.m. against Academy of Art, and the next Saturday against Azusa Pacific, also a later game, 5:30. Nice to be home. Nice to have that home court advantage.
Nice to be home.
There you go.
Nice to be home. This conference is just really tough, and we got to be ready to play Saturday, and then we got to then it's finals, and that's going to be their focus, and then we're going to get ready for Azusa Pacific. But I think we hopefully have learned some things that you got to be ready to play every single night. You can't just show up when you want to. You can't just show up arbitrarily. Or you're going to pay for it, and that's what happened. And again, credit Hilo; they played a heck of a game and just kind of hit us from the beginning. So it's nice to be home. It's nice to have our fans back, and coaches always love it when finals week is over, right? Let's just get through finals and get that done, and then we can have a few weeks where we get to focus on basketball.
Well, excited to focus on Academy of Art. Saturday, 1 p.m. inside Golden Gym.